Hey, what is up guys? Jack and Matt here with Toasty Bros, and today we're going to be doing a $2,000 streaming and gaming setup.
But before we get into that, let's hear a word from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by GVGMall, an online marketplace to gain access to some really awesome discounted game keys and more specifically Windows 10 licenses.
So we will be of course using a Windows 10 license for this PC here because this has not come activated. So once you get this computer, you're going to use the link in the description down below, type in code TB20 to get 20% off, and then boom, you get a code, you type it into the Windows 10 activation, and that's it. You have Windows 10 activated.
As Jackson mentioned, we are saving money by not getting a Windows activated license with this Computer Upgrade King system, so use GVGMall instead and save a good amount of money, and use the link in the description down below as he mentioned. So how about we go ahead and dive into this full setup and explain what the hell we're doing here.
So we'll go over the actual parts of this in just a second, but big thanks to Computer Upgrade King for sending over this really awesome computer in this Continuum case.
The main specs are a Ryzen 7 3700X and an RX 5700, and it comes together to make a pretty awesome single PC streaming setup for everything that we have here, and don't worry, we'll explain this massive red box in just a second.
So as Matt mentioned, we have this computer upgraded system. So this has a 3700X, which is an 8-core, 16-thread processor, which is plenty of cores, plenty of threads, a really good speed to be able to help us do gaming and streaming at the same time. 16 gigs of RAM, which is plenty of RAM to be able to do that. A RX 5700, which has 8 gigs of VRAM, which will really help us out to be able to do the multi-monitor setup. And it's also housed in this really cool Continuum case, which we've already done actually a couple of videos on. It's actually the case that my current computer setup's in because I thought it was so cool. So you guys will get to see that as well. Big thanks to Pixio for sending over this PX329. This is a really nice 32-inch monitor that's flat, and it's 144 Hz and it's 1440. So we'll be able to fit a lot of things on this. It'll be really good for playing games and also holding chat on it as well if you really want to. But we got this little guy here as well. This is the BenQ GL2460. This is a really basic 24-inch monitor. There's really not much special about it, but that's kind of the point here. This is a cheap monitor because we really could not fit two of these bad boys in the $2,000 budget that we were trying to stick to. So you have this really nice monitor to be able to have a primary monitor for gaming and whatever like really important streaming stuff you're doing. This one here you can have OBS set up on with your Twitch or whatever streaming software, YouTube, whatever. You have your chat on this monitor here.
Now for the peripherals, we went with this keyboard from Roswell, which is their Neon K90 RGB, which comes with this really cool dial for like volume control and stuff. We'll mess with that in the actual stream test, but it's an RGB mechanical keyboard with blue switches, a pretty decent keyboard that you can go with. You could always go for really any mechanical keyboard you really want, but Roswell was nice enough to send this thing over, and we're gonna put it through the test when doing live streaming. Now for the mouse, I gotta give an apology to Corsair. It's been a while and we've had this mouse for a while. This is the M55 RGB Pro mouse. It's actually a budget-friendly option coming in at around $30. And your basic FPS mouse, nothing too crazy, but we will be putting this to the test and also in this video showcasing some of the other mice that Corsair has to offer right now, which, a little hint, they have a lot that you can go with at a wide range of budgets. But this thing right here fit our budget of $2,000 and should work perfectly fine. Now for the headset, big thanks to Cooler Master for sending over their MH751 headset. Jackson's actually been using this thing at his desk here at the office for a while, and he really loves them. They're very comfortable, they're lightweight, and when you're live streaming for a long period of time, having good audio and also something that's not gonna make your head or ears hurt is very essential. And coming in at a very respectable price tag, it's honestly a good option, and it's not too gamery too, it's very neutral. Now the two key components that you need for a live streaming setup is a microphone and more specifically a webcam. But what we have right here is the tried and tested #1 USB microphone that you can get, and this is the Blue Yeti. While yes, it's not the best value for money, we've tested some other USB microphones that are actually really good as well. This thing right here is really good in terms of its quality, plug and play solution. You can get some really crisp audio, and you will be hearing that during our live stream. But yes, this is a Blue Yeti, and yeah, there's really not much else to say about it. Blue Yeti. And for the webcam, of course, we had to go with the Logitech C922. This is the newest version from Logitech. It's a webcam, it does really well. This setup would work ideally with something like a capture card and DSLR solution that you can upgrade to in the future, and we'll talk more about that at the end of this video, but the C922 is a great 1080p webcam to get into live streaming and just get your face on a live stream. So how about we go ahead and take this monitor out of the box, get this system up and running, and then test this thing in a full live streaming, well, actual live stream. So yeah, let's do that. Hello, we're live. All right, let's load up Steam, make sure all this is working, give some people some time to come in. One needs to do keyboard, one needs to do mouse. Is that how we're gonna do this? All right. Better audio, better. We're fixing this in this game. All right. Ooh. All right, let's get one more run of kills and then we'll quit. It's the next game. This guy's right in front of me. Yes, better? Okay, cool. Oh, nope. That ain't it. All right, cool. Perfect. That's CSGO.
We're really getting some kilometers per hour going here, y'all. Get a bob and weave, bob and weave.
Solid 80, 70 frame rate. This is for a single PC setup, by the way.
I hate the dropping in this game. I'm so bad at it.
Here you go.
Oh,
God.
I guess I'm on the roof with this guy.
This may be it, dude. There's a
come
gun
on.
right over there.
Heard I wouldn't. Heard I wouldn't.
I don't think
Oh, did I not pick up ammo or
you
something?
got you had bullets. No.
I was reloading.
You gotta get another try, dude. That was
Yeah, okay, alright.
dropping just all.
Okay, well that totally did not go as planned. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh, I hear people, dude. Alright, this is the first thing I never do. Reloading the gun. So we're good to shoot. Just toggle or non-toggle aim. Don't like that, but we'll take it. How does one raise the roof?
Where did he come from?
I'm done.
I'm gonna watch the death game.
I'm done with it.
Who's this bot team that I'm playing with? There we go. I'm terrified to pick this up. How do I pick it up, by the way? Oh god, he was next to me. I had a feeling he was laying right there. Alright. Don't peek? Dude, I peeked. I don't know how to check corners. I don't know where anything is on this map. I feel like a majority of it's like figuring out what where everything is. New YouTube video? Yeah, so this is a $2,000 streaming setup that we're currently testing. And we will be releasing a video on the channel in, I think, a week or two? I can't remember the exact timeline. Hey, where are you at? You tried to debate me. Oh! Got him. Don't say anything stupid. I feel like they just made up these numbers because they're not giving me reasons why. Like, you know, 7 sounds like a good number, you know? Yay, I won! Great job. Alright, lovelies. That is the end of the stream. Alright guys, so what I'm actually testing right now is the local recording capabilities of the system as well. You could translate this setting to live streaming also if you wanted to. But what I'm doing is testing Fortnite using local recording X264 on the faster preset at 8,000 kilobits per second. So what we're going to do is just drop into a game of Fortnite real quick and kind of give you all some extra gameplay footage. And this is going to be higher quality than the actual live stream because we're locally recording and at a higher bit rate. So keep that in mind. And also I could crank this thing even even more if I wanted to, but this is kind of a reasonable setting that I'm running. And I'm also playing Fortnite at Pro settings, by the way, so keep that in mind. Now, my goal with this setup is to keep the frame rate as close to 165 as possible. I do have it locked at 165 right now, so we don't exceed that because we don't want OBS to freak out by pulling way too many frames. But right now in the menu, we're getting close to 165, but keep in mind, the CPU usage is at about around 29 to 30%, so keep that in mind. You could always lower the setting if you want to get better results. But also one thing I want you to consider is the fact that you could also get an NVIDIA GPU with this configuration and run the NVENC encoder. That's another thing you could do, but at that point, the 3700X kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense because you're getting all those extra cores. You could save money and go with something like the 3600 and then get an NVENC capable GPU like an RTX 2070 Super, and that thing could actually haul and get a lot of good results in terms of recording locally with OBS. But in terms of actual GPU performance, X264 is still doing really well in the faster preset right now. And as you can tell from this recording, we have yet to drop any frames, and we're going to land right here, hopefully, and get a gun and maybe get some kills. Let's see what happens. Well, that didn't work out very well.
Okay, so we just did the live streaming and this thing worked really well. We were able to play the games we wanted to play and even get above 165 FPS to match the refresh rate of this monitor. We had a chat in our OBS and everything pulled over here. So this 24-inch monitor worked out really great. Of course, if you wanted to, you could get matching monitors, but that's gonna up the budget a little bit. We wanted to stick to $2,000. So we do recommend this monitor. Really good monitor. The colors are great, looks really good. Or you could spend a little bit less and get two matching monitors and stay within the $2,000 budget as well.
Another thing that we do have to mention is that you could go with a different mouse. Now, Corsair was nice enough to send over 3 mice that we've been using. Jackson actually has the wireless version.
This is the Iron Claw RGB wireless. This is a wireless USB mouse, and it actually is a really nice mouse. It has a nice weight to it. It's not heavy, but it's not light, and it has macros on the sides, on the top. There's actually like a bunch of different macros and crazy things you can do with this, and it's super gamery.
And this one right here is another option you could go with, which is the Nightclaw RGB, which is basically similar to this one, but it's wired, has a little bit less functionality in terms of all the macros and everything. But overall, it's a very solid mouse, and these two are upgraded options, which we'll leave in the description down below, that you could choose compared to the M55, which is more of a budget-friendly mouse, but it's kind of your standard FPS mouse. It's very similar to something like a Razer Death Adder or a mouse like that. But better, way better, because Corsair. And there are a lot of options you can go with. Again, this setup at $2,000 gives you a lot of wiggle room to do a bunch of different things. Like Jackson mentioned, different monitors, maybe two 1080p 144 hertz monitors if you want matching displays.
Maybe cheaper monitors and a better camera.
And a better camera. You can invest in a little capture card. You could even go with a different GPU with this configuration through Computer Upgrade King. As I mentioned in the live streaming test, you could go with an NVENC encoder if you want to do that instead. There's a lot of different stuff you can do, and we'll leave suggestions in the description down below. But overall, this setup for $2,000, considering you you can get this system from Computer Upgrade King, buy these monitors, get the keyboard and mouse, microphone, webcam, and everything ordered to your house and get up and running within maybe an hour or so of setting things up. It's a really awesome buy for someone who's wanting to get into live streaming but are not very technically sound with building systems.
So overall, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to always like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye.